It's time for Few Minutes of Positivity, a podcast about women empowerment and self-development. And now, your host, Tohal Jauhari. We can start our podcast by embracing Theodore Roosevelt's quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Strong words from a smart and famous man, right? Basically, there is absolutely nothing to gain from self-comparison because it wastes time by inflicting feelings of self-hate and depriving us from joy. And now, with social media, we think that everyone is successful, living their happiest lives, having their shit together, etc. Well, the truth is not too many people post their struggles, hardships, and bad days. Why? Simply because people are controlling their content in a way that when others check their profiles, they would say, "Oh wow, look at her. I wish I had what she has. You know what? Let's follow her." What I'm trying to say is, social media puts in realistic illusions of what our life should look like, and it's only inevitable that as humans we are going to give into the trap that is self-comparison. In addition to that, we can talk about social norms that can be viewed as cultural products which represent individuals' basic knowledge of what others do and think that they should do. According to these norms, our lives have specific guidelines and a timeline that we have to follow to have a fulfilling life. For example, if you don't graduate, get married, nor even find your purpose in your 20s, then your life is over. This alone leads to negative feelings towards ourselves, especially when someone we know meets the ideal life requirements before we do. In turn, we feel bad because our life is not moving in the same place or speed as someone else's. Consequence: self-destruction. What I noticed is when we compare ourselves to others, we always compare our negative things to their positive things. I'm just wondering, why don't we do the opposite? Why don't we compare our positivity to their negativity? Listen to me carefully. I keep repeating this in every episode. We don't have the same paths. We don't have the same story. We don't have the same timing. We have different directions to follow and destinies to fulfill. So, you are exactly where you are supposed to be at the moment. After discussing the reasons, let's discover the steps that will help you overcome the ultimate thief of joy. First step, the gratitude journal. Write down all the things that you love about yourself and your life. Ask yourself, what makes you different? It can be, for example, a job that serves you or something that really makes you special. Second step, establish a daily habit of gratitude. Be thankful for everything that you have and all the small everyday things that happen in your life, and soon you'll be doing it without even knowing. Third step, understand that the only person you should compare yourself to is yourself. The reason for this is because who you are is constant. It allows us to take a controlled set of behaviors and beliefs and improve upon that consistently, day in and day out. You can't compare yourself to someone who is wealthy and successful because there are many aspects of that individual's life which you are ignorant of. You can look at the wealthy and successful person and say, wow, they have it all and I'm stuck here as a loser. But what you don't know is what kind of relationships that person has. You don't know that he or she has major issues in his or her life that are relatively worse than your own if you had a view of the full picture side by side. Time to recap. In order to stop comparing yourself to others, you need to understand why self-comparison is unnecessary, accept where you are, do social media detox, practice gratitude every day, remember that no one has it all together, even if it seems like they do, and be okay with imperfection. If you like what you just heard, I hope you'll pass along our websites and platforms to your friends and surroundings. Join me next week for another episode of Few Minutes of Positivity podcast. Take care!